As always, a lot is going on in the streaming space. In our latest State of Streaming update, we discuss 5 trends and explain why you should care about them.
Let's dive into our first trend, a question posed by MoffettNathanson. Is streaming still a great business? It's no secret that the traditional cable bundle is losing its grip on the TV industry, but where does that leave streaming services?
Recent carriage dispute settlements between major companies like DirecTV and Disney highlight the tension and changes in the streaming space. While the two sides still have to hammer out the details of a multi-year agreement, what they now have in place gives DirecTV the rights to offer multiple genre-specific options, including sports, entertainment, and kids and family. And it can resell Disney+, Hulu, and ESPN+ to its customers.
Yeah, select customers will be able to get the Disney bundle included, and others will be able to buy it on an a la carte basis. And DirecTV has gained rights to offer ESPN's direct-to-consumer service, which is expected to launch in 2025 at no additional cost to DirecTV subscribers.
But it's important to remember that the only sports it will be able to offer in a sports package are Disney-owned ones. So while Disney and DirecTV are claiming that this is historic, that's more marketing speak than anything.
Yeah, it does show how the power in TV has shifted from cable to streaming. The fact that companies are now including streaming in their cable packages shows streaming's growing dominance. What's more, cable TV now represents only 26% of all TV viewing in the US, and broadcast TV has declined to just 20% of viewing. Entertainment companies writing down their linear assets in the latest earnings cycle proves just how powerful streaming has become.
The endless world of cable channels has become a wasteland. Cable channels are dominated by reruns, while lots of original content has moved to streaming platforms. Without content worth paying for, distributors are asking why their customers should keep paying such high prices for it.
While the cable industry isn't dead yet, the type of content it offers is going to change, and as time goes on, we are eventually going to get to the place where the streaming space looks a lot like what cable used to.
And that raises an interesting question. Is streaming a sustainable business in the long term? For industry giants like Netflix and Disney, the answer is likely yes. They have the scale, subscriber base, and global reach to continue driving revenue through streaming.
However, the future isn't as certain for smaller traditional media companies that haven't been able to scale as effectively. Many are struggling to transition from cable's profitability to the more challenging economics of streaming.
It's something to keep watching. Now let's move on to our second item in this State of Streaming report, an update on Venu. This sports streaming service is at the heart of a huge legal battle. There's a lawsuit pending against Disney, Fox, and Warner Bros. Discovery that's raising questions about how sports fans will access content in the future.
The antitrust trial for Venu is set to begin in October 2025, but a preliminary injunction is currently blocking the service from launching. In the latest update, Venu filed an appeal with the U.S. Court of Appeals in the Second Circuit requesting permission to resume its plans to launch.
In its brief, Venu contends that by offering 16 linear networks from Disney, Fox, and WBD for $43 a month, Venu would, quote, increase output and lower prices, and that, quote, Fubo, a competitor, might not like that, but consumers would, end quote. Venu says its product would be in addition to the main pay bundle that cable operators charge, but it's really hard to see anyone paying for Venu and a DirecTV subscription, for instance. Fubo continues to assert that because it was forced to carry additional non-sports networks, it raised prices to nearly double the $43 initial cost of Venu.
And in its recent carriage fight with Disney earlier this month, DirecTV cited the Fubo complaint and along with Dish Network filed an amicus brief in support of Fubo. So what lies ahead for Venu? Will it even launch? That answer is unclear. Disney stands the most to gain by dropping out of the venture and moving forward with its plans to create a direct-to-consumer ESPN offering. And if Disney does drop out, it's harder to see Venu ever becoming a reality.
Yeah, it's something to keep watching for sure. Now, let's move on to a third trend, a sharp decline in scripted shows. This fall TV season in 2024 is looking very different from what we've seen in the past. Scripted shows are at a 20-year low as networks grapple with shifting viewer preferences and economic pressures.
Instead of investing in expensive dramas and comedies, networks like ABC, CBS, and NBC are leaning more heavily on unscripted content, so things like reality shows, game shows, and other low-cost alternatives. ABC, for example, has cut back on scripted dramas, focusing instead on reality TV to attract a broader audience. CBS has opted to fill time slots with game shows and reruns. And while NBC is reducing scripted content too, it's still investing in limited series and special event programming.
What's driving this trend is a mix of financial pressures and declining advertising revenue for scripted content. It's simply cheaper to produce unscripted shows. And with more viewers shifting to streaming services, traditional networks are having to adjust.
This trend has had a significant impact on the entertainment industry. Writers, actors, and crew members are facing fewer opportunities in traditional TV, and many are left wondering what the future holds. Networks are still experimenting with their programming strategies, but if streaming continues to dominate, we could be looking at a permanent reduction in the number of scripted shows on network television.
Yeah, broadcast networks have begun airing original content after it debuts on a streaming platform. Now, let's move on to a fourth topic, predicting which streaming service will be the next to raise rates. Rates are going up across the streaming space, with some more dramatic than others.
Yeah, if you're a Netflix subscriber, you've already seen plenty of price increases. In fact, Netflix's ad-free plan has gone up a whopping 188% since 2007. Disney is another big player that's raising prices across the board. We discussed the price hikes in depth in a separate video, but starting in October 2024, the cost of Disney Plus Premium will jump to $15.99 a month, while Hulu's ad-free plan will rise to $18.99.
Apple TV Plus has doubled in price since 2019, and it's the only major service that doesn't require a premium subscription to avoid ads, though that could change soon, as Apple is rumored to be introducing an ad-supported tier.
Amazon Prime Video may seem like the outlier here, but while it hasn't increased its price since it launched, it did force subscribers to pay more if they don't want ads in their content. That's a type of price hike as well.
Then there's also YouTube TV, which hit a milestone by becoming the first individual streaming platform to reach a double-digit share of total TV viewing, capturing 10.4%. A price hike could be coming there too. In fact, The Streamable thinks that possibly in 2025, since DirecTV Stream and Hulu Live both already raised rates, and YouTube TV hasn't had a price increase since 2023, it could be next.
All we know for sure is that the price of streaming subscriptions are going to go up. Now let's look at our final update, Disney's decision to shutter some standalone streaming apps. Disney shut down some of its most well-known apps, including ABC, Freeform, FX, and Nat Geo. This is part of Disney's broader effort to consolidate its offerings and drive more users to its flagship platform, Disney+.
Disney's shift away from standalone apps to a unified platform is an interesting move. It makes sense in an era of subscription fatigue where users are tired of managing multiple apps and services. Consolidating everything under the Disney Plus umbrella would simplify the user experience, and it could reduce fragmentation. But it's not without its challenges, especially with rivals like Amazon and Netflix continuing to expand their content libraries.
Disney has faced mounting pressure as streaming competition heats up. In a bid to keep viewers hooked, the company is revamping its content strategy and cutting costs. According to an article from the Wall Street Journal, Disney's leadership is doubling down on its mission to make Disney Plus the go-to platform for all its content. However, this means fewer viewing options for those who prefer access to shows through the individual apps.
At the same time, there are concerns that Disney's decision to shut down these apps may alienate some users. Services like FX and Nat Geo in particular had carved out niche audiences who might be resistant to this change. By shutting down smaller apps, Disney is hoping to make its main platform more attractive and easier to navigate, which could help it stay competitive as other companies again like Netflix and Amazon continue to grow their streaming audiences.
This consolidation effort is part of a larger trend where streaming companies are cutting down on redundancies and focusing on their core services. In a recent speech, Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos hinted at the importance of streamlining content delivery, and Disney seems to be following a similar path. Sarando said that its efforts to build an audience matching algorithm over the past 25 years was ultimately about delivering personalized marketing. Now it's focused, as all streamers are, on increasing subscribers' viewing hours.
Yeah, more viewing hours means more ad dollars, which means more revenue for streaming services and the media companies that run them. And they are definitely hungry for that. Well, that does it for this State of Streaming update. With price hikes, legal battles, and changing viewer habits, the streaming landscape is anything but stable. We will keep watching this dynamic space and reporting on it to you here in our videos and in our live streams, which air on Fridays at noon Central.
Which streaming service do you think will be the next to raise rates? Let us know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can get all our news and reviews when they drop. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.